You are on.
Hello, Instagram, and welcome to Impeccable Live. Today I'm Vanessa Perry with Impeccable Credit Services and Impeccable Ink, your inkless tattoo for stretch marks, surgical scars, and acne scars. And today we are going to have Trey McCray on our Impeccable Live. Um, Trey McCray, you will find that he is such a positive, he's a yoga instructor, and he's just someone that you absolutely need in your life. And so, thank you to Blow Post Oak for the amazing blowout today. I always love them, they are great. And Trey McCray, is he joining us?
I just invited
If
him.
there are any questions you have, please make sure to list them below, and we will try to answer as many of them as we possibly can. If there's any questions you have for me or any questions you have for Trey, let me know. Hello, Luke DeJulia. Luke is my amazing trainer. You have to see him if you don't know who he is. Fitness Therapy 911. And so anyway, today we are going to have the wonderful Trey McCray on our show, and I'm so excited. I can't hold it together. And let's see what else. If anybody has anything that they want to ask, just we've got a few minutes, so please ask away.
Let's see. I am waiting on him.
All right, so we are waiting on Trey. Meanwhile, the weather's getting better, and I know that everybody is in Pasadena. Um, they got hit pretty hard yesterday, so if there's, I know they're doing a bunch of dog rescues and dog fosters and all kinds of stuff over there. So
Let's see.
okay, so
What do you and Trey have in common?
so Trey and I just a little bit of history. Trey and I are actually neighbors, and we both are Frenchie parents. Trey has a little Frenchie, a little pied Frenchie, and I have a pied Frenchie. Um, his is Spade McCray is his name, and there he is.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Nice to have you on. I was just telling them a little bit about that we are actually both Frenchie parents.
Yes, Spade is like literally sitting right here trying to get in the camera.
Ah, Spade will have to come say hi. And so introduce yourself,
Okay, so
Trey.
hi everyone. My name is Trey McCray. By day, I'm an HR professional. I'm also really big into fitness. I'm a mental health advocate and anything that involves like being the best version of yourself.
I love it. And so, Trey, can you kind of let me know? I have a question for you. Like, what I know we met a while ago, and
Mhm.
every time I see you, you are like the happiest person on earth. And it inspires me so much because I'm always like, oh my God, you've got to meet Trey McCray because you've got this energy that lights up a room. And so I want to know that what inspires you to keep a positive attitude from day to day. I mean, because everyone has things that go wrong and go bad, and just you seem to be always like a bright light and you're always happy. So what inspires you to do that?
Well, for starters, thank you so much for the kind words, Vanessa. I just try to make it a way of my own personal life. So one thing that I try to focus on is not dwelling. Like people sometimes get lost in dwelling on, oh, this did not go right, or oh, this didn't go as expected. You have to find a positive outcome in every situation and scenario that you're in. So just keeping your mind in a negative place is never going to be good for anyone. So even in the darkest days, I try to find light in those days.
So positive being like maybe that person did me wrong, maybe they'll die type of.
No,
I'm
like
just
positive
joking.
being that person did me wrong, but what can I learn in this situation so that I can never be done wrong by someone else again?
Right. Like basically to take whatever someone does wrong to you and use it as a learning experience, maybe like, wow, I will never treat someone like that because that just feels really bad.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
best way to put
And
it.
I think that you and I share a lot of the same with that because I actually do the same, but sometimes I can be comical, you know. Um, but I feel the same. And so, um, what question do you have for me?
Okay, so I have a list. So for starters, do you mind introducing yourself? I may have some of my followers on as well so that they can be
Yes,
aware of what's
yes.
going on.
So my name is Vanessa Perry, and I own Impeccable Credit Services for the past 18 years. So I do credit repair, and I build personal and business credit as well. In addition to that, I own Impeccable Diamonds, which I broker diamonds to jewelry stores, individuals, and I also own Impeccable Ink, which is inkless tattoo for stretch marks, surgical scars, and acne scars. So up until now, like the plastic surgeons and the laser people don't have a way to erase stretch marks. And so that is what Impeccable Ink is. It's not, scar camouflage. It's inkless.
Okay.
So that is what I do. And I'm so thankful you're on today.
And thank you for having me. So today my questions are mainly going to focus around credit repair and credit issues. So my first question, can you please describe some ways that we can use credit cards to boost our credit score as far as like usage and different ways of paying them off? And I've seen you make your fabulous reels about when people check their credit score with Credit Karma versus using a credit card. So if you can just expand on that topic a little bit for
Yes,
me.
absolutely. So there are a couple things. Credit cards, when you have them, they're not a bad thing. Like a lot of people think credit cards are really bad. The only time that they become bad is when you have them fully maxed out. And so one of the things that I always teach my clients is you definitely need credit cards to build your credit score. And so the best thing to do if you have a credit card, at one point you have to, take it and charge it up, but you definitely want to keep that balance below the 30% mark. So if you have a $300 credit card, you don't want to have it charged up past $90. Um, in the event you do have it charged up, over $90, that's where it's going to start affecting your credit score negatively. And then this is something that goes back and forth between loan officers and credit people, because loan officers say that you need to keep a couple of dollars charged on your credit report. But I've been a loan officer and I've given all the wrong advice. You're not going to get a better credit score than when your credit cards are paid to a zero balance. Meaning you want to take them, even though they're paid off to zero balance, you eventually want to take them out and charge up a tank of gas or a pack of gum every quarter just to keep them active. But you don't need to keep a couple dollars on them. People with 800 credit scores don't have a bunch of stuff charged on their credit report. So the main thing is, with the credit cards that you have, you want to keep them always under 30%. And if you can, have them paid off to a zero balance, because that's where you're going to achieve your best credit score.
Okay.
And so my next question for you is, I'm very intrigued with your yoga skills, because from what I understand, you are a yoga instructor, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And how long have you been doing that?
So, as you can see the pictures in the background.
Yes.
Yes, but
I'm a fan.
Thank you. So I started taking yoga classes in college. So as I was in college, I've always had interest in yoga. So I took a class for a whole semester that taught all the fundamentals of yoga, went over like what its benefits are, how often you should do it, all the health related factors in regards to yoga. So once I graduated from college, I moved to Houston, and the gym I worked out at offered yoga classes. So I started taking my yoga classes there, making sure I was getting my hours so that I can put myself in a position so that I can get to the point of hosting classes. So I've hosted a couple different classes myself. I do a lot of private one-on-one classes as well. And then I also practice yoga for my personal well-being. I don't think I would be as sane as I am if I did not find yoga.
I love it, because we've been actually doing a lot of yoga lately as well. And from what I understand, there's different types. There's Western yoga and Eastern yoga. And man, that Western knocks me out. We've been doing some Black Swan, and that can be a lot tougher than it actually sounds. The Ashtanga is like, especially when you're in a hot room, but then, you know, the Eastern and the Western, one is more for relaxation. And so another thing that I've been noticing on your stories and on your Instagram is something that I'm quite a fan of. You have been juicing lately, and and you've been reviewing the juices. And so I have to give you a point, because I also have done the beet juice and all of that. And one thing that I learned was that the lemon actually sweetens the juice and takes the bitter out. And so I have just been like a super fan of all of your juicing. When did you start juicing?
So I started making my juices myself probably like a month ago. I was buying them from HEB, and I was realizing like, okay, they're like $6 a juice there. I'm at least buying 5 to 6 a week. I started doing the math. I'm like, well, maybe if I invested into a juicer myself, I can actually know what's going inside of my juices. I only buy organic and fresh produce to put inside of them. I know that everything I'm making is fresh, organic, and is homemade. And plus, the benefits that it has for the body are just impeccable.
Absolutely. And the difference, you notice the money's always the same, right? What you buy them for and you juice them, because we have a big commercial juicer, and it's always the same. But you actually know that the organic stuff is going in your juice. So what's your favorite juice so far?
So honestly, it's my green juice so far. I like the green juice. I love to start my morning off with it. It literally wakes the body up, and I think that that's super important. I do like the beet juice as well because of the properties for the skin, and then also those beet juices are really good to help muscle repair after you work out a lot. So.
So what I typically do is I always do the green juice, but then I add the beets to it.
Oh, never thought about this.
I add the beets and the ginger and then the lemon, so it's not, you know. So you'll have to try that and let me know because your skin is glowing. You look so good. And so, what other questions do you have for me, Trey?
Another question that I have, would you be able to provide some credit pointers or like things that people from the ages of like 25 to 30 can do when they're getting ready to purchase a home?
Yes, absolutely. So ages 25 to 30, and this kind of is a blanket for everybody who's getting ready to purchase a home. The main thing is going to be continue to pay your bills on time. Don't pay anything 30 days late. You could be 29 days late, but just do not be 30 days late. And when you're going through everything, you want to keep your credit cards paid down below 30% to zero balance. But the first thing you want to do is like have a credit report pulled by a loan officer and see where you are about a year before you want to start, before you want to go purchase. And so when you're looking to purchase a house, there's several different programs you can go into, but you've got to decide where you want to live and that type of thing, because there's some programs like USDA offers 100% financing, and so that may be available to you. There's different programs, but start a year before you actually want to purchase. That way, if your credit score is under 640, then you have time to prepare, because you know, in something like our program, we can build someone between 30 to 50 points within 6 months, but then we can build 50 to 200 points within a year. So a lot of times people do things backwards and they go, you know, get with a realtor and then they send them to get a pre-qual letter and they don't qualify. So I would say prepare about a year before you actually want to purchase. That way, you know where your credit score is, you know how long it's going to take you to get there. And then from that point, we can start building, working on anything that is derogatory if that's the case. But also, you know, it's good to get with a loan officer or a credit repair. They can always call me and I can always direct them on what's going to have to be done. They don't have to be a client to call me, and I can, you know, map them out on what exactly needs to be done. But depending on, you know, where you're wanting to buy, because like I said, there's some things that they have amazing, you know, to where veterans don't have to put any money down and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I have another question for you and your positive attitude. And before we get off, you're going to have to bring Spade over and say hello to the audience. But what would you suggest to someone? He is the sweetest dog, but what would you suggest to someone who wants to try something new like yoga or juicing and changing their perspective on life? What is it that that yoga has brought to your life?
So one thing that I can say that yoga has brought to me is like a sense of calmness. Sometimes if I'm feeling overwhelmed or if I have a sense of anxiousness, I literally tell myself, Trey, pull out your yoga mat. Listen to your body, go through your flow. Whatever your body is saying that you need in that point in time, listen to it. Take time out for yourself because, you know, typically, I know, Vanessa, you're very busy. We're just very busy individuals. How often are you stopping and taking at least 30 minutes for yourself to clear your thoughts, listen to your brain, listen to your body, and focus and pay attention on what it's telling you? So I would
I
always say start with that. And for someone wanting to start something new, just start. Don't put it
Just
off
do it.
until tomorrow. Don't put it off until next week because it's always going to be a tomorrow. Like you have
Yes.
to start it today. And start with small goals. Don't ever try to compare yourself to this person that's been working out for 7 years straight and hasn't missed a day. Set goals that you can attain that are reasonable, something that's realistic for you in your life, and go out and do it. My tone for 2023 is set the tone, like achieve it. Achieve whatever it is that you have in store for yourself. If you think it, you can believe it.
I agree. Your mind is very powerful. And one of the things that I've recently discovered is I'm, like you said, I'm always going. And one thing I realized in our yoga classes is that I mean, we were in yoga one day at Black Swan, and the guy like came out with his guitar and like did a full blown concert during our session. And it was so relaxing and so cool. But you know, one of the things that I realized about myself is I don't take a moment to just be calm and enjoy the moment. It's always like I'm always planning, I'm always stressing. I run all these companies, and so I realized recently that I don't just like enjoy the calm, or I don't take time to just be there in the moment with the calm. And after doing yoga, I realized I might want to try meditating sometime because it is such an amazing feeling just to be in the moment and appreciate that moment and that breath. And it's like nothing else I've ever experienced, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes, totally agree.
Okay. So I think our time is up. Is that
I just have one more question. I
okay?
know this is
One
number
more
two.
okay.
So I came, and I actually have a ton more, but I know we're in a time crunch. So
Yes.
the last, well, you may have to invite me on again.
Yes.
But
Oh, absolutely.
the last question I would like to ask is that I've heard that if you get your credit repaired, that sometimes those inquiries can resurface. So what's your thoughts on that?
Okay. So, um, so I think they're what you've heard is a little bit confusing. So, um, I would say that what you've heard about the inquiries, if someone is telling you inquiries can resurface in credit repair, you're not going to remove inquiries. People who are removing inquiries don't know what they're doing, because inquiries are going to fall off within 2 years. So that's just someone who's trying to build value who doesn't know what they're doing. But I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the collections or the late payments coming back after they've been deleted. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so in the event, it doesn't happen very often, but in the event it does, um, they can't re-report it without informing you. So if it's somebody who knows exactly what they're doing, they can send out the document that states they can't do that, and it will be right off within 45 days. But you've got to have written proof of it where the item has been deleted. So this is why I recommend that we do everything through mail, because when you do everything online, you may not keep a copy of that. And so the other part of that is when you get that done, when you get the items taken off, then you might have consumer disputes. And consumer disputes can easily be taken off. They take maybe 2 to 3 weeks. It's a tedious process, but you can get them taken off.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
you have to come back and see us sometime. We will definitely have you back on. And what is it that you would like our audience to know? The ending quote for today with Trey McCray.
Ending quote of today would be, do not let negativity stop you from having a great day. Because there's going to be a lot of trolls, a lot of negative comments, and people with nasty things to say. But those people typically hide behind closed doors because they're afraid of who they really are.
You have no idea how much I needed that today.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people did.
I love you, Trey McCray. Thank you so much for being on Impeccable Live, and we will see you soon.
Thanks for having me, Vanessa. See you soon.
Oh, and we need to see Spade. Bring him.
He's literally right here.
Oh. Oh my God, hi, Spade. Oh my God, he's so cute. He's the best dog in the world.
Thank you.
You have a great day, and thank you so much, Trey.
You're more than welcome. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.